Coming inside the room, he loosened his tie and sat down on the bed. He looked tired and completely drained out from the work. The only place he finds his peace is at home with his wife Ryan. Sleeping next to her might be the most time they are together. He noticed that she was taking a bath, so he decided to get changed in the room. He opened his button and removed the shirt. As he did this, Ryan opened the bathroom door and came inside, not knowing that Jimin has actually come home.
As soon as her eyes fell on his back, she immediately turned around and cleared her throat.
He looked back and smiled slightly, looking at her back. He immediately wore the t-shirt and turned around. "Did you eat?" he asked her in a low, tiring tone, to which she shook head. She was still turning her back towards him. He came near her ear and whispered, "He took the food. I will be downstairs in 5 minutes." She nervously nodded and almost ran towards the door to go outside, making him laugh internally. Still so shy, he whispered while fixing his hair with his fingers. He looked at their wedding photo and smiled. It has been 2 months since then. She is still as shy as her first day in this house. However, he tries to flirt with her every now and then. He likes to tease her, but there is a weird habit he has gained after marriage, is sleeping while listening to her heartbeat. It gives him a calmness that he had always wanted from life. She was serving the dishes while smiling to herself. She loves the fact that her husband is now at home. She is not uncomfortable around him, just a little shy than normal. It is obvious too, because they were arranged to marry and before him she had no man in her life. As he came downstairs, she smiled at him. He went towards the kitchen and helped her bringing the food to the table so that they could eat together peacefully. He pulled the chair out for her. She smiled and sat down beside him. "How was your day?" he asked her while pouring juice in the glass. "Just as usual, I went to the bakery and closed a little bit early." Well, she owns a bakery before since she was married. "Why is your health alright?" He touched her forehead, which made her shy. "Ah, yes, I'm fine. It was just a mild headache," she said while backing away a little from his hand. "How was your day? You seem pretty tired." He looked at her and sighed. "Too many meetings, too many clients. The boss is just not giving any rest," he said while pouting a little, trying to scramble the food on plate. "You are going to work overnight again?" He nodded his head. "You should take a proper rest. You look very tired," she said in a worry which made him smile. She realized that she said it very blankly, so she looked down. "I didn't mean to order you, but you should take care of your health too." He smiled again, but did not say anything. She did not like the fact that he remained silent even after she showed care with words. She wanted a response, even if it was a nod, but it didn't do it. She ate the rest of the food and stood up from the chair. She went to the sink and placed the dishes, but flinched when she felt hands on her waist. "Thank you for caring, Ryan. I know you are worried, but I just need an hour. Ryan smiled but soon blushed when he backed away after giving her a kiss on cheek. Wait for me, he whispered and went towards study room. She made sure he has entered the room before losing her patience. She touched her cheek and smiled. Stop being so shy, Ryan. He's your husband. She smiled to herself again and did the dishes. Being shy doesn't mean she has to think before speaking her opinion in front of her husband. It's just that his touch, let alone his appearance, will give butterflies to her. She was sitting on the bed while reading a cookbook when the door opened. She looked up and there he was, her husband. She smiled at him and closed the book. You should have slept. I took longer than I asked for. She put the book aside while he sat down beside her on the bed. Ryan smiled and scooted a bit closer to him. It's okay, I wasn't sleepy too. Jimin smiled at her and pat her head. She fixed the cushion and immediately lay down. She spread her one arm and looked away in nervousness. Although this has been happening for a month now, but she is as shy as the first time it happened. He laid his body down on the bed and put his head on her chest, making her stiff for a while. He asked her this himself, as he once slept like that in sleep, and that sleep turned out to be the best sleep after a while in his life. Thank you, Ryan, he said with closed eyes. She moved her hands towards his hair and caressed them slowly. For what? She asked so softly that he almost melted under her touch. For everything? Coming in my life, putting up with my request, and also not being angry on how much work I do. If I count everything, we might have to be awake till night falls. Why? I do it because I want to. I know the pressure from work can be nerve-wracking, but you remain so calm. This is what makes me like you more and more every day. She widened her eyes as he smiled and looked up at her, resting his face on his own hand supported with his elbow.